Hi, my name is Donna and this is Kingsley, my Australian king parrot. Today I'm going to be talking to you about avian influenza, or more commonly called bird flu or avian flu. Now, I am not an expert on avian flu, but I've done some research and wanted to share with you so that you can protect your pet birds. And this is what I have researched. The avian flu is a contagious viral infection that can spread easily and very quickly among birds. This virus has been around for many years, but mostly affected poultry farms. However, this year's virus is spreading around the world among commercial farms and wild birds. The virus has spread faster than the last one and can affect pet birds and mammals. Wildlife experts say the virus only affects waterfowl. However, this strain has affected more than waterfowl, such as seabirds, corvids such as crows and blue jays, vultures, and raptors. It has also been detected in mammals, including rats, mice, weasels, ferrets, pigs, dogs, cats, and foxes. On a rare occasion, it could affect humans. It affects birds differently depending on the species. There are many kinds of bird flu. Most wild birds don't get sick from the virus, but they can spread it, while others get very sick and sudden death occurs. It has a high mortality rate of up to 90 to 100% among infected birds. You're trying to eat my nails? Birds are more at risk when wild birds migrate. What are you doing? In the spring and the fall. So avian flu can be carried by wild birds, and if they come in close contact with your pet birds, it could be passed on to them. Human infections can happen when the virus gets into a person's eyes, nose, or mouth, or is inhaled. Ooh, I better not smell you, but you're not infected. No, hope not. Humans are more at risk if they work with poultry or are in close proximity of infected birds. It's a reportable disease. Bird owners are legally responsible to notify authorities of serious bird diseases such as avian flu. Apparently, there is no treatment for birds. It's often policy to euthanize all birds affected by the virus, including healthy birds that have been exposed to the virus, to help stop the spread. Nobody knows if it will go away or get worse. In southern Ontario, where I live, there have been cases detected in fox kits, bald eagles, Canada geese, and many poultry farms. Symptoms in birds are lack of energy, movement or appetite, decreased egg production, swelling around the head, neck, or eyes, gasping for air or sneezing, nervous signs, tremors, or lack of coordination, diarrhea, and sudden death. Now, the symptoms in humans are fever, cough, sore throat, muscle aches, respiratory infections. Sometimes can cause other symptoms such as vomiting, diarrhea, or eye infections. So the biggest question is, can the virus affect our own pet birds? Well, it's possible if your birds live in an outdoor aviary where they can come in contact with wild birds that are infected with the virus. Drop-ins can fall through the top of the aviary if the roof is not solid or come in from the side. If you normally put your pet bird's cage outside in the warm weather for sunshine and fresh air, and your pet bird comes in contact with wild birds and or their droppings, it can put them at risk for becoming infected with the virus. If you work with poultry or where wild birds, especially waterfowl, congregate, you could be at risk to bring it home to your pet birds. If you have backyard chickens or a poultry farm and they get infected, then it's possible to pass on to your pet birds from your footwear or clothing. If you visit lakes or beaches where waterfowl and gulls like to visit, it's possible to spread it from your footwear. Here in southern Ontario, my local zoo has closed its aviaries to the general public to protect the birds from any contamination that may come in from outside of the zoo. The zoo staff will be required to use foot baths when entering the aviary. They need to be safe. The outdoor birds will be housed indoors, and they have to protect over 270 birds, 75 different species, ranging from the stellar sea eagles to ostriches. They wouldn't want to have to euthanize their entire flock of birds. Can you imagine? I can't imagine. So apparently, as of now, while making this video, the aviaries are open, but some birds are not on display, such as owls, eagles, peacock, or flamingos, due to their sensitivity of the avian flu and COVID, apparently. So my local avian vet has stopped seeing any high-risk avian wildlife and birds who are housed outside, such as poultry, falcons, pigeons, and raptors. They're trying to keep their clinic safe and free of the virus. So my avian vet has recommended to keep your birds inside, and they say do not take them to the park or even to the backyard. Take precautions visiting green space like parks or where birds congregate to avoid tracking the virus home. Keep outdoor shoes separate from indoor shoes. And look at him, he's my own personal hairdresser. He's the best, aren't you? That's why my hair always looks like a rat's nest. Look at it. Or should I say bird's nest? It's a bird's nest. So here's some tips that I suggest. Keep your birds inside, which is obviously safer. And keep outside shoes separate from indoor shoes. Keep your cats inside to avoid cats from bringing wild birds inside when they catch them, or eating the bird, as it may be infected with the virus, and that's how cats can catch the virus. Same with foxes or any other animal. They eat the birds infected, they get infected as well. Disinfect and wash any branches from trees that you put into your birds' cages. Wash any greens that you pick from outside or that you buy from your bird. Just always wash everything. Do not touch any dead birds or sick birds with bare hands. Wear gloves and a mask because you don't want to breathe that in, right? That's how you get it. People, they say you get it from your mouth, your nose, your eyes. Do not bring wild, injured, or wild baby birds into your home. Report any sick or injured birds. If you have backyard chickens, wash your hands and change your clothes before going near your own pet birds in the house. So Environment Canada and Climate Change currently says bird feeders should be removed from areas that are accessible to poultry and other domestic animals. But it says the use of bird feeders generally is still safe. If you are going to continue to use feeders, then they should be cleaned regularly with a weak solution of domestic bleach solution, 1 part bleach to 9 part water. Rinse thoroughly and dried before using. So do not hand feed wild birds by hand, such as ducks, geese, pigeons, so they do not congregate in one area. You don't want all the birds together. And they say bird baths are generally safe, but they should be cleaned regularly, like at least once a week with bleach solution and rinsed before using. So some of the precautions that I have been taking myself is that I have removed the bird feeders from outside. I had many birds coming to eat, but haven't heard that songbirds have been infected, or the birds in general that visit my yard. However, I do have raptors that come to prey on the birds, and I have had crows and blue jays, so I don't want to, bring those birds here and possibly spread the virus. So I haven't seen any raptors, blue jays, or crows since I removed the feeders, which is good because I had a problem with putting my birds outside in the past with raptors coming to hunt them. I think I should just never feed the wild birds again because I'll be more safe with my birds if they go outside when it's safe to do so. I still have a bird bath that the birds come and take a bath and they drink out of it, and the squirrels drink as well. And I clean it once a week with the bleach solution. And I have put a solid roof on the day aviary that I have on my deck, and we'll put any cages like on my table outside. I have an umbrella, I'll put it under my umbrella on the table to prevent bird droppings from entering their cages. I will not be rolling out all my cages all at once. I will take out a few cages and put on the table under the umbrella and stand outside with them. I'm just going to put them out, for a short time and not all the time like I did last year. I want to be safe until I, hear something different. So when I go walking or to the parks, I wash my shoes in a bleach solution. I wash my dog's paws also with soap and water so they don't track the virus all in my house in case there's something on their feet. You got to think of your dogs too, right? Your dogs coming in the house, and cats. Don't let your cats out. So I am not recommending doing what I do with my birds. So please do what you think is safe. Keeping them inside is best, especially if you're experiencing an outbreak of avian flu or have any cases in your area. So research your area. If you have an outbreak, and use caution. You may or may not have an outbreak, but it is globally, so you want to use caution to protect your birds. And to find out more information, search on your government websites, avian veterinarians websites, the World Organization for Animal Health website, or your local news or your local zoos. There's a lot to learn about the avian flu, so it's better to be safe than sorry. And what are you doing? I have put my birds out like for a short time. Since I don't have the feeders, many birds aren't coming to my backyard, but they do come to take a bath. But it's mostly robins and sparrows and starlings, and I haven't heard any cases in those birds, but you never know. So in the meantime, be safe, take care of your birds, and just research the bird flu, especially in your area, because this is just in my area. I'm in southern Ontario, but it's all globally. And I can go on all day about avian flu. Like I said, I'm not no expert. I'm not no doctor or expert in these diseases. I just did my research and want to share it with you. So please use caution and take care of your little birdies. Thanks for watching.